everybody has come to realize. Also, the Arabs buy a lot of gold from Africa, but through London and other Western countries, which is not correct. They could have bought gold directly from us. So this trade between Africa and the Arab world through intermediaries should be eliminated, and everybody agrees to that. Of course, also when you have an organization that doesn't have a secretariat, you're asking for trouble. A typical example is the Africa, South America summit, they call it, or the non-aligned movement. They have no secretariat, they have no secretary general. Whoever is the chairman is the chairman, and then after so many years, somebody organizes it, and then the next person hosting it becomes the chairman. So my contribution was that, well, we should avoid these middlemen, get rid of them in our interaction. Even in the fight against terror, we don't deal directly with the Arab countries, but through third parties as well, the same Western agencies, when we should have dealt directly with us, which means whoever is in the middle, he controls. He wants, if I'm in between you and your friend, I will tell your friend what I want him to hear. And I'll also tell you from your friend what I want you to hear. What I don't want you to hear, you will not know. So this is a recipe for conflict or mistrust. So with regards to the issue of the secretariat, I urge that there should be a proper secretariat with a secretary general, officials that would administer whatever we have agreed upon. For example, all the resolutions of the Africa-South America Summit, there's no implementing agency. So the next meeting we meet, then somebody that who is going to host it will prepare a report and say, well, so far this is what has happened. And that's not a serious thing. So in the case of the Arab-Africa Summit and the Africa-South America Summit, we should have proper structures that will administer and make sure that resolutions or declarations are implemented to the letter. And we all realize that it is also very is necessary and is long overdue. The other aspect of it also is to host it every 3 years. The world is so fast evolving, things are changing so rapidly, that it is not prudent to hold a summit once every 3 years, especially when you don't have a secretariat that is going to take care of, make up the follow-up, what has been achieved and what has not been achieved, what has been implemented and what has not been implemented. So we also suggested that the time frame should really be reduced. And so, but everybody left. This is one of the best organized Arab-Africa summit.
Okay, all right, Your Excellency, the summit comes at a time also when, as you said, the world is moving fast, and we've realized that the Kuwaiti government, that is the Kuwaiti emir, has proposed a significant amount of money that he will pump through the Kuwaiti fund for African countries or for development countries to access. And we've also seen that, Your Excellency, you've made a also another. We've also proposed that countries or member countries of the Arab Africa Summit should come up with at least 5%, which they should pump into a fund which will be accessible to member countries. How significant is this, given that the Arabs and Africans are trying to diversify their development?
Well, this is very important, because if our relationship is based on just one side borrowing and we are not contributing anything, it makes one dependent on the other, and the relationship is not going to last. And of course, also, if we say we are partners, if I have to eat lunch every day in your house and you have never even eaten breakfast in my house, then there's something wrong with the partnership. So to make it more balanced and to make other countries also more dignified, a token, every country has your main export item. What I propose is the same thing I proposed to the African Union, and the same fund that I proposed to the African Union was later turned into NEPAD, and that's why it is not taking off. Now, rather than depend on the benevolence of others, because IDB, Badia, these are contributions from Arab states. Now, I'm not sure of any African country contributing significantly to these funds. Now, what I'm saying is the partnership must come up with a new financing mechanism. And what is that mechanism? That every country, like Gambia, our main export item is granules. 10% of or 5% of that revenue we put into this trust fund is not a gift. So anybody who wants a project to implement quickly, you can access based on your contribution or based on the scale of the project. You can access these funds as a loan, and you have, there must be a strict repayment regime. If Africa had done that, we would not still be dependent on G8, which is not coming forward. You know, imagine 10% of, let's say, I can call Nigeria because they are my friends. Nigerian petrol, the total revenue from petrol, or Algeria, or Egypt, or this place, Gabon, and Angola. Angola can choose between diamonds and petrol. So also is Botswana and other South Africa. If each of us put 10% of that, we will have more than 6 billion per annum that we can borrow from. This is 10 times more than what the IMF will give to Africa, the total continent of Africa, in 6 years. So this is what I'm talking about. So they listen to it, and then there will be follow-up. Foreign ministers have been tasked, trade ministers have been tasked, finance ministers have been tasked to work on the mechanism. But I think this is the best way of moving forward in a concrete and respectful way.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.